moms could be really creative throughout the world. Don't get me wrong when I say that. It was a lazy afternoon on a Sunday when I was about 10 years old, and all the moms of the area, they used to sit behind in the house under the trees on a Sunday afternoon, and we'll be talking. So I'll use them as a gossip girls, sitting together and talking. So all of a sudden, all the kids were like hanging around and just playing around, and one of the moms asked my mom, "How come your son is darker than your other two sons?" And I looked at the neighbor, I said, "What kind of question is that?" And I was looking at my mom, I said, "What is mom going to answer?" So mom said, "You know what, when I was pregnant with AJ, I used to drink Coke." And of course, Diet Coke wasn't there at that time, so of course it was an answer which was Coke. I was thinking in my head, I said, "Why couldn't you drink Sprite? Why couldn't you have Fanta? You had to drink Coke?" I was so pissed off asking for that question, and my mom proudly announced, "I drink Coke all the time." Okay, I had to live with that answer. In the evening, I caught my mom. I said, "Mom, I need to have a questionnaire with you." So she says, "Go ahead, son." I said, "When I was growing through the years and I was asking a question, you said, I'm DC, Dad's creation. Now you're saying in the world, I'm CC, co-creation. What's wrong with you? Like, why did you say that? You could have used some other drinks, and I could have had a different group." "No, you're still DC, Dad's creation, but the top layer is CC, co-creation." I said, "Okay, Mom, and I started living with that, thought in my mind. And I used to go to a public school, actually, a Christian school. My father worked for the American Embassy. So we used to travel in the school bus, and the bus will be riding like all over the city and dropping all the kids. So we were like riding with all the kids of all ages, like 12th graders will be in the same bus, and younger kids will be there also. So you see how kids try to bully other kids, younger kids, they will play the fool in the bus because they don't have any control, so they can just say anything. So one of the older kids, we were talking with each other, landed up telling me that he used very dirty words to explain how I was born to my mom. It's hard for me to explain that, but I think you guys can figure out, when you go home. So anyway, I was almost literally crying. I said, "Why in the world was I created right there?" And then finally, I went home that evening and I went to my mom. And how kids have the curiosity and they want to ask the question really fast. So I said, Mom, I've been told by a kid, an older kid in school that this is how I was created, dirtily. She says, "No, that's not the reason. That's not the way you were created. No, we had a lamp in the house, and she put the switch on, and I was born." I said, that sounds like we do proud, all the world, moms have a lamp, and how easy, the creation will be. So I was living with that thought, that I'm created with a lamp. So one day, I was traveling or walking actually from my home to the closest bus stand because I had missed my bus. So, kids could be also very creative, once they hear a lot of information from the moms, so they try to kind of, make that, feel, how can we connect the conversation which the mom has given to the young child. So being about 9 years, 10 years old, all those curiosity questions come in mind. So while I'm walking, and one day, actually, my dad had invited me to the American Embassy, and I think they were showing a movie about Superman. So the day when I was walking to my bus to catch my bus, I saw they were like big street lights. So after watching the Superman's movie, I was trying to correlate that with the big lamps. I said that means the Superman and the Spider-Mans have been created by the street lamps. So you see how moms could be really creative and giving some good answers to kids. And kids, at the same time, be also creative and make a speech out of it. So you can imagine, you know, moms are really creative all throughout the world, no matter if it's Indian mom, or Japanese mom, or Chinese mom, or American mom. Thank you, folks.